I am a 72-year-old retired veteran, and for nearly a decade I collected about $1,600 a month from the VA. I thought that was my number. I thought the VA had weighed everything and decided what I was worth, and that was the end of it. Then my daughter made one phone call on a Tuesday afternoon, and within a few months my check was $3,800. Same veteran, same body, same conditions. The only thing that changed was that someone picked up a phone and asked the right questions. My name is Frank. I am a retired veteran, and I need to tell you what happened because I know there are men just like me right now who are one phone call away from the same thing. Let me back up. I was rated at 60%. Bad back from my service, a knee that was bone on bone, tinnitus that never stopped, and PTSD that I had been managing on my own for longer than I care to admit. 60% came out to about $1,400 a month in base compensation plus a little more because I have a wife. Altogether roughly $1,600 hitting my account every month. I was not happy about it, but I accepted it. I figured the VA knew what they were doing, and I moved on. I had not worked in over 6 years. My back made it impossible to stand or sit for any real stretch. My knee meant I could not walk a warehouse floor, and the PTSD made it hard to be around people for long. I was done working. My wife knew it. My daughter knew it. But I never connected that reality to anything the VA might owe me. In my mind, I was 60% disabled, and that was that. My daughter is the reason any of this changed. She had seen something online about veterans being underpaid and would not let it go. One afternoon, she called our county veteran service office and made me an appointment with an accredited service officer. Free, no cost. I did not want to go. I told her the VA already looked at everything. She told me to stop being stubborn and get in the car. Before I keep going, I put together a guide called the Veteran's Money Guide. Plain English covering every benefit the VA never volunteers, the exact forms, the deadlines, and the steps to claim what you are owed. Link is in the description. If one page puts money back in your pocket, it paid for itself. Now let me get back to it. That appointment lasted about an hour, and it was the most important hour of my financial life. The service officer pulled up my rating decision and went through my conditions one at a time. Then he started asking me questions that nobody at the VA had ever asked. He asked if my back pain had gotten worse since my last evaluation. It had. He asked if I had trouble sleeping. I did, badly. He asked if I had been diagnosed with sleep apnea. I had 2 years earlier, but I never connected it to my service. He told me that sleep apnea is one of the most common secondary conditions linked to PTSD and the medications used to treat it. I had never filed for it. He asked about my mental health. I told him the PTSD was managed, but he dug deeper. He asked if I avoided going places. Yes. He asked if I had lost interest in things I used to enjoy. Yes. He asked if my wife had to help me remember medications and appointments. Yes. He told me my PTSD symptoms sounded like they had worsened significantly since the VA last rated me, and that I should file for an increase with current medical evidence. Then he asked the question that changed everything. He asked me when I last worked and why I stopped. I told him 6 years ago and that my body would not let me do it anymore. He looked at my file, looked at me, and said, "You likely qualify for something called TDIU." TDIU stands for Total Disability Based on Individual Unemployability. It means that if your service-connected conditions prevent you from holding a steady job, the VA will pay you at the 100% rate even if your combined rating is below that. In 2026, the 100% rate for a single veteran is about $3,900 a month. I had been sitting at 60%, collecting $1,600 while qualifying for nearly double that for 6 years, because nobody asked and I did not know to tell them. The service officer helped me file for 3 things that day: a supplemental claim to increase my PTSD rating based on worsened symptoms, a new claim for sleep apnea as a secondary condition connected to my PTSD, and a TDIU application showing that my service-connected conditions made it impossible for me to work. He helped me fill out the forms, told me what medical evidence to gather, and sent me to my VA doctors and a private sleep specialist with clear instructions on what the records needed to say. It took months. I'm not going to pretend the VA is fast. But when the decisions came back, my PTSD rating went up. My sleep apnea was approved as a secondary condition. My combined rating climbed. And because I met the threshold and had not worked in years, TDIU was granted. My compensation jumped to the 100% rate. My monthly check went from roughly $1,600 to roughly $3,800, tax-free. Every single month for the rest of my life, as long as my conditions keep me from working, which at 72 years old with a destroyed back and shattered knee and a mind that will not quiet down, they will. I want you to hear what I'm about to say next, because it is the part that matters most. Nothing about my body changed between the day before that phone call and the day after. My back was the same, my knee was the same, my PTSD was the same. My sleep apnea had been there for 2 years already. The only thing that changed was that my daughter called a phone number, a free service officer asked me the right questions, and I finally told the truth about what my life actually looked like instead of pretending I was fine. That is what this comes down to for most veterans my age. We do not talk about what hurts. We do not complain. We take whatever number the VA gives us and drive on, because that is what we were trained to do. And that training is costing us a fortune. The VA does not call you up and say, "We noticed you stopped working 6 years ago. Would you like us to pay you more?" That call does not exist. The system pays what you claim. If you never claim it, the money just sits there while you scrape by on a check that is half of what it should be. So here's what I'm asking you to do. If you are a veteran who is not working because your service-connected conditions will not let you, and you are rated anywhere from 60 to 90%, call your county Veterans Service Office. It is free. Make an appointment with an accredited veteran service officer. Bring your rating decision letter and be honest about what your daily life actually looks like. Let them ask the questions. Let them look for the secondary conditions you never filed. Let them tell you whether TDIU applies. One phone call. That is all it took for me. And to the daughters, the wives, the sons watching this, if he will not make the call himself, make it for him. That is what my daughter did. She did not ask permission. She just called, set the appointment, and put me in the car. That 45-minute drive and 1-hour appointment is now worth over $26,000 a year to my family. He may not thank you right away. He will eventually. Share this with a veteran who has been sitting at the same rating for years and has not worked in a long time. He is the one this was made for.